Okay, can everybody see the screen now? We're looking at Charlie's ad that had to be created from truly outside the box. For those of you who weren't with us last week, we had everybody come up with a line that made no sense, but a line to which people would respond with raised eyebrows and a cocked ear if they were to overhear the line being said. Just something vivid and colorful and something that begged definition and explanation. And then we randomly assigned opening lines to different people who then had to write a real ad for a real product, service, or business based upon the ridiculous line they were given. The objective of the assignment was simply this, that any idea in the universe can easily be attached to any other idea by simply building a simple logic bridge. So here we have Charlie's ad. Charlie, why don't you read that for us?
The problem wasn't the confluence, it was the influence of the Big Kahuna. Twirling, darting, then gliding carelessly across the pond. Yes, of all the koi, none could equal the bodacious Big Kahuna. Then again, this is Nelson Water Gardens, where the marvelable and magnificent cross paths. Along these winding paths, ponds soothe the soul, while statues and fountains excite the imagination. Nelson's is a place where you arrive to depart on irresistible adventures, lured by the growing belief that you can have this peace and beauty in your backyard. Nelson's plants these ideas with suggestion, nurturing them into reality somewhere along the 9 ponds on 4 acres in Katy. Of course, you'll tell friends the water garden beside your deck was all your idea. Otherwise, you'd have to admit to being under the influence of the Big Kahuna as one of his babies dart across your new water garden from Nelson's.
Okay, that was a very good bridge. The Big Kahuna is obviously a koi. Now, I'm going to be a little bit unfair here, okay? And I'll admit that up front. Let's assume that a person, once they have made the bridge between the irrational and kind of, over-the-top opening line, let's say that now we have their attention, we need to actually give them a little bit of structure, a little bit of information, and we need to compensate for the really kind of mind-twisting opening. We need to compensate for it by making it a little bit clean, a little bit tight, very informative, so that what began a little bit fuzzy and colorful doesn't simply finish in the same fuzzy and colorful style. So having said that, the problem wasn't the confluence, it was the influence of the Big Kahuna. And then what I'm going to do is this line here, twirling, darting, then gliding carelessly across the pond. Now I'm going to get a little quicker into the fact that we're talking about a koi here. Yes, of all the koi, none could equal the bodacious Big Kahuna. And then I like the line about gliding, darting, etc., so let's put it right here. We're going to take out then. Then is a black word, doesn't really add anything. Yes, of all the koi, none could equal the bodacious Big Kahuna, twirling, darting, gliding carelessly across the pond. Now check this out. See, then again, that is artificial casual language. It's filler words that don't really make you feel that the person's being transparent. It just makes you feel like they're making sounds that are irrelevant. We're going to talk later today about casual language and how it can communicate a sense of intimacy, but don't confuse casual language with wordiness. Twirling, darting, gliding carelessly across the ponds. This is Nelson Water Gardens, where the marvelable is good sousing, where the marvelable and magnificent cross paths. And then I would say the Big Kahuna is both. So we started with that mental image of the Big Kahuna. Let's not lose the Big Kahuna. Okay? We opened with that image, so let's stay with it. The problem wasn't the confluence, it was the influence of the Big Kahuna. Yes, of all the koi, None could equal the bodacious big kahuna, twirling, darting, gliding carelessly across the pond. Now you can see him. This is Nelson Water Gardens. No, I'd say you're at Nelson Water Gardens. Let's put the reader, listener, viewer right in the middle of the scene. You're at Nelson Water Gardens, where the marvelable and magnificent cross paths and the big kahuna is both.